Hi, my name is Ben Abrams, and I am a German history professor at Stanford University.
Don't listen to him. I'm Alan Hahn, and I'm the director of the German History Department at Harvard. Today we're going to cover a very interesting piece of European history, the German revolutions in 1848 to 49.
So, how did they start? We all know the 1800s is a time of revolutions and chaos. The Enlightenment ideas were prospering in European lands, and the desire for democracy and liberty was very strong.
Indeed. I approve the authenticity of your information. But how did this revolution begin? If we look at the beginning of 1848, a revolution in Paris has in fact already started. Radical measures were taken, and the idea to install a democratic government with fair representation of the people inspired other nations at a large extent. As part of a German-speaking region, the Austrian Empire initiated the German Revolution. Clemens von Metternich was a symbol of conservative autocratic rule, and when demonstrations began, he ordered troops to station in Vienna in order to maintain local order. However, conflict broke out between demonstration crowds and the military, and soldiers fired into the crowd, killing 5. Commoners were enraged, and liberals soon joined the rebellion. Under popular pressure, Metternich was forced to exile, and this event symbolized a temporary end of autocracy in Austria.
Soon, revolutionary movements started to appear all over German-speaking countries, such as Baden, the Palatinate, Prussia, Saxony, the Rhineland, Bavaria, and Greater Poland. However, these revolutions do not have a common goal, making them rather uncoordinated. This eventually led to the failure of the bigger movement.
Sure, that's true that they failed at the end, but the revolution itself is still pretty interesting, wouldn't you agree?
Yes, I do agree. Fine, we'll talk about it then. I guess it must be really exciting for Germans to embrace democracy for the first time. So is this the time of National Socialism?
No, Ben! Oh my god, it's not yet the time of National Socialism. That happens in the next century. Well, people were just having a hard time living because during the few years before 1848, harvests were bad and famines occurred frequently in countrysides. So the farmers were not really happy.
What about the workers in the city? I know Germany was proud of its industries.
Yeah, for sure they had some strong industries. But the problem is there was no safety net such as a social welfare or insurance program for workers. So once they lose their jobs, things go pretty bad. And unemployment rates were really high during those years. So the bottom class decided they need to stand up and demand for a better life. And this is why they joined the revolution in the first place.
Radical! But besides the working class, the educated middle class were also very active to reform the state.
Yeah, I see where this is going. Didn't they try to adapt a democracy by actually forming a legislature?
Right on point. On May 1st, 1848, the Frankfurt Parliament was established.
Wait, but how was the monarch willing to let this happen?
Great question. The royal palace was surrounded and attacked by the revolutionaries. Because of this attack, King Frederick William IV had his army open fire on the massive crowd, killing 200. It was brutal and it provoked the people, so therefore the king had to listen to their needs and demands, which is basically a constitution.
Sure, but how did they actually come up with the constitution, though?
Haha, yes. They did produce the so-called Frankfurt Constitution, which guaranteed basic rights of citizens and abolished the Metternich system. But it was completely over a long period of time because there were so many controversies between members of the assembly due to their different originalities and political backgrounds.
I see. Actually, most of the assemblymen were liberals, socialists, and nationalists. Those were all educated men, and the working class had no significant power to influence any laws or policies made by them.
Did the working class want the power to influence the laws?
Of course they did. But towards the end, the whole parliament found that their sheer existence had no value because they did not actually have enough power to make a change. They lacked military influence, and the king was not really treating them with all respect. When they tried to offer the king the title of the German emperor so that the parliament could seek power from the king explicitly declined it, saying that he does not want a crown from the gutter.
What a savage! So basically the parliament was a shell and did not serve its original purpose at all?
Well, pretty much. They had long-term political effects, such as the formation of a constitution, but true, they were not really that successful. The Württemberg government ordered soldiers to occupy the parliament chamber on June 19, 1849, and from that on, the parliament permanently dissolved. Germany returned to its traditional monarchical rule and missed its chance to become a democracy.
Wow, oh darn. That might have indirectly caused the happening of World War I or World War II.
Well, who knows? It is possible. They tried to keep up with other European reforms to become more democratic and caught up with the wave of revolutions. They adapted Enlightenment thoughts quite well and fueled nationalism as well. But at the end, the goal was too hard for them to achieve. Well, nice try, Germany.
Alright, that's it then.
Sure, auf Wiedersehen.